Okay, guys, sorry it took so long to record this, but I was kind of waiting on True TV to see if they'd have their sentencing on today. I can't wait any longer. Here is what the Springers got. For those of you guys that thought they were only going to get 16 years because Callista was 16 years old and they thought it was justification, man, you're way off. Anthony got 25 to 50 years for torture and 10 to 15 years for abuse. Bottom line on that one, 35 years before he could come up for parole. Marsha got 225 months, which I don't know why they did it that way. But that boils down to 18 years and 9 months to 50 years for abuse, and 95 months to 15 years for. Oh wait, I have that backwards. She got that for torture, and 95 to 15 years, 95 months to 15 years for abuse, which is like 8.5 to 15 years. So it's 23 years for her, which I think is great. Judge Stutzman told Anthony when he got done with his "how it's everybody's fault but his own" speech. Abusers are good like that. Um, you're right, Mr. Springer. CPS did fail. They failed to protect Callista from you, which I thought was awesome. It's awesome that he actually said that. He's a great judge. They got this baby justice, and I'm very happy. While I was at the courthouse waiting for 2.5 hours while the attorney argued over what needed to stay in and be put out for this sentence to happen, I got to meet some wonderful people. But the coolest thing ever was after I got up the elevator with my mom because she can't go up the stairs, she can't walk up them. So we had to take the elevator up. I walk up. There's a man that says, "Hey, the YouTube lady's here. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys have watched me on this and understand the rage of this and why I get so angry. And you paid attention, and it's phenomenal. It's great." I got to meet Ruth Ann while I was there. She's one of the ladies from the Facebook page. She stood beside me for the entire 2.5 hours. We didn't move. She ran to grab out to her phone during a break or to her car during a break to grab her phone so she could call her office. It was pretty cool. Um, she stood right there beside me and waited just as patiently. I got to meet Lisa. I got to meet Wendy. I already know Norma. I got to talk to Kristen, Katie, and Beth. I talked to Sue and Dan. Talked to Dan more than Sue. Sue had a lot of people surrounding her, and I love them both. Dan and Sue Langdon are amazing people, and nobody should listen to anything Tony said about them at all in the courtroom. I don't believe a word of it because I think they are wonderful people, and they would have been so good with her had they have gotten Callista. I got to meet two ladies from the jury whose names I will not release until they tell me that I can. Then I'll make a video saying who they are. I want to thank them ladies, but because of them ladies, even though I got angry because the jury was out for so long, they held out till they had both counts of torture and abuse. And if they could have changed it to manslaughter, they would have found them guilty of manslaughter as well. What these jury members didn't know, and a lot of people might not realize, is that Marsha's hands were burnt and they were flash burns. Flash burns only happen when you start a fire. But they couldn't prove she started it, but there's no fire extinguisher like she claims, but they're flash burns. What I didn't know until today, after listening to Kathy Jessup, did y'all know that Marsha and Anthony already had abuse charges against them? They were registered abusers. Yeah, maybe that's why the judge went so hard. Maybe, huh? It was taken out and nobody in the courthouse knew for a long time, and suddenly, woo, in October it appeared in the courthouse papers. Don't know who did it, but thank you, whoever did. So that is why we got to get Maisie's law passed, because once you're a convicted abuser, you don't have the right to have your children with you ever again. And I understand they are good parents to Courtney and Heather. And not Courtney. I've kept you out of all of my videos, you and your sister both. But you get on that stand and you lied. You straight up lied. You guys are all talking about Callista and how bad she lied. Well, come on now. You didn't show any empathy at all, and you lied about so many things. 2 nights, my butt. These kids have known her for years, and she's been complaining about being chained up for years. 2 nights? Come on. Nobody believes it. And Barb, yeah, the whole world knows Callista was breastfed. How could she have spoiled milk? And really, she had fetus matter covering her, and her verbal-ish, and you're homeschooling her? Come on now. No. And Anthony, the one thing I'm going to say to you is you're going to get up on that stand and say, I never expected her to be a rocket scientist. You guys didn't hate her because she wasn't yours and Marsha's together. You hated her because she was different. You were cruel to her because she was different, and in your eyes, she wasn't perfect. Well, I got news for you. She was perfect. She had problems, but she's perfect. Now she's a perfect angel sitting right on the right hand of God, looking down on all of us and smiling and saying thank you in her own way. So I got to say to you, Tony, never expected her to be a rocket scientist. What kind of father are you? And on hindsight, Norma Swiggles came up. That's Callista's birth mom. And I don't know if you guys can see this very well. I'm bringing it pretty close. But this is a cross that her sister made me. It's got Callista's picture in the middle of it. It's I love it. I absolutely love it. And last year, for those of you guys that saw me at the balloon release or whatever, Norma's sister made these beautiful little angels, and I got one that sat on my computer desk called my Callista Angel. And this year, after the verdict, this is what Norma handed me. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it's a beautiful little angel wind chime that will not be hung outside. It's actually going to be hung somewhere in my house. I think it's beautiful, and it's appreciated. So I have two little Callista angels. I want to thank you guys for being so supportive of me and all the emails I've gotten. Even the hate mail, you guys, that was a great one. You guys laughed about that one, but it's very true. And I do get them, and you know who you are that sends them to me. I'm expecting one after this one. So, thank you guys for following me and supporting me and the Facebook page and being there for Callista and all the people that showed up. And there were so many people we couldn't even get in the courtroom. And I want to thank, I don't know where my card is, but there were some ladies down at Patty Bender's office. Dina and Sandy, I believe their names were now. They turned the TV so those of us that couldn't get in the courtroom could see it. And they turned the volume up, and they were really quiet when they were answering the phone. I mean, they were like, they were really quiet. So we could hear the verdict, which was really awesome of them. And like I said, I believe their names are Dina and Sandy. Wonderful, wonderful ladies. And all they asked is that we slid to the side if they got a customer, and we did every time. So, they were great. And I want you guys to know, though, this isn't over for me. I know Callista's trial's over because it is. But there's so many more. Right now, I got one on a little boy named Dominic. I don't remember his last name. It's not Dominic Klein, not the one from my first case. But this one's up in, I don't remember, it's here in Michigan. I just got it today. I'm kind of reading up on it. They're starting a petition for it, where this kid was, he's passed on too, I believe, from abuse. When I know more about that one, I'll get you going and let you know where the petition is for him too. Please go to the petition site. Go to Maisie's Law, sign it, get it forwarded. There's the Jared Klein Law. Look up Jared's Law, Nix Mary Brown Law, nationwide. Look up all the laws you can so we can protect our kids. And for those of you that have been following me and follow me really good, like just for the Springer case, I don't only do that. Callista's just hit home. Hit home because I knew her birth mother, and I knew Tony. So just realize that I'm gonna have more of these. These aren't the only ones, and I'm not betraying anybody like people might think I am. I have a passion for this. It's amazing the people that you can meet and the way it feels good to help. And I gotta tell you guys one more thing before I go. DJ Goodson, the Southwest chapter of Child Help. Man, she is a phenomenal woman too. She's working side by side, has big dreams. They take donations. As soon as I have the spare cash, which it's tight economy right now, and I don't, I would love to give her a donation. So if you guys ever want to think of a place to donate to, get a hold of DJ Goodson. She's on the Facebook page for Callista Springer, and she's also she has a chapter of Child Help, the Southwest um, area Child Help. She can take all the help and donations she can get. I'm not sure if it's just money or food, clothing, whatever. Find out. She happily talk to you, and she'll be more than happy to talk to you and be like, "This is what we need," whatever. She's a great, wonderful lady, and Child Help is a great thing. They go above and beyond when it comes to helping kids. So just kind of wanted to give you the info on her, and that's all. But thank you